Hey, it's the Lycan here and welcome back to another build video. Today I'll be focusing once again on Malacath Band of Brutality. We're going to focus on some of the changes I've made to the build recently, partially brought about by the update, but also through experimentation and testing out in the field. I want to say how pleased I am with how this build is performing at the moment, both in Cyrodiil and in Battlegrounds. It really kicks out a whack of damage, and as I tend to play a DPS role within Cyrodiil, the combination of mean damage plus survivability has really made it very fun to play. Cool, so let's have a look under the hood at some of the changes that I've made, and let me explain some of the reasoning behind it. So essentially start off, let's have a look at the character page completely unbuffed. You'll notice my stam's still pretty high, resistance still pretty high. Stamina recovery is taking a little bit of a hit by about 100 points. Ideally I usually like to keep that above 1500. As you can see, buffed with Rally, that is sitting just below the 1500 marker. Also the weapons damage there, we were looking at it, actually working out as around 5.3k. That's with obviously the Band of Brutality during combat. Now let's check out Werewolf form and see what difference that makes. So with Major Brutality there, doing some serious work to boost our weapons damage, we're actually sitting at 5k, and that actually works out with the band at 6.3k, which is very tasty when you combine that with the nearly 40k stamina we've got going on there. So the main changes from last time is that we're putting out a bit more damage there. We're actually a little bit less resistant. Now let's have a look at our main-handed. I'm still going with the Greatsword of Morag Tong for the majority of the time, really just because of that, double weapons damage. Though sometimes in Cyrodiil I like to swap that for the Maelstrom Perfected two-hander, because basically I find that in Cyrodiil I spend less of my time in Werewolf form than I would do in Battlegrounds, for instance, and being able to apply that dot on NPCs and on players, at least to start with, is actually really handy. No change to the monster sets. I'm still rocking Balogs and Malacath. There is a small change to the Age of Dragon Guard, and that's that I'm actually using 2 medium now, and 2 of them in Divines. That's to just slightly boost my weapons damage, and also for the medium passes. Moving on to the jewellery, and we've still got the necklace in Stamina Recovery and Bloodthirsty. Stamina Recovery, I did feel like I needed that slight extra Stamina Recovery still, however I have changed the ring to be weapons damage now as well. I do intend to transmute all of my jewelry in the end to Bloodthirsty. I think you just get the best out of that trait in that way. No change to my skills outside of Werewolf form here. I think the main 2 changes have occurred in the Werewolf skill line, so I've not changed Pack Leader. In fact, actually that's had a fix in it, which means that you can stay in Werewolf form much longer, which has meant that Brutal Pounce now for me is much more viable in sort of like PvP, because it seems you can stay in Werewolf form actually relatively easily now for long periods of time, and so we can now use that skill to just add to our damage. I've also swapped out Claws of Life for Claws of Anguish. Obviously instead of healing you, it's applying Major Defile to the enemy, which is, and again, another move of mine to try to increase my damage output within this build. I've also taken some of the points out of Piercing here, and I've put them into Physical Weapons Expert. This is really due to the fact that the Maelstrom two-hander perfected version comes with 1200 physical penetration, and so that's really just an effort to again just shift some points back into damage. Honestly, the consumables haven't really changed since last time, so kind of stick with any of these and you'll be absolutely grand. All that's left now is to kick back and enjoy the Righteous Fury. Thanks for joining me.
call you when it's lies. The only time that I'll be by your side. I only love it when you touch me, not feel me. When I'm fucked up, that's the real me. When I'm fucked up, that's the real me, babe. I only call you when it's lies. The only time I ever call you mine. I only love it when you touch me, not feel me. When I'm fucked up, that's the real me. When I'm fucked up, that's the real me, babe. I let you know and keep it simple. Trying to keep it up, don't seem so simple. I just wrote 2 pictures where I saw you, so you gon' have to do it on your tempo. Always trying to send me off to rehab. The drugs have started feeling like the decaf. I'm just trying to live life for the moment, and all these motherfuckers wanna relapse. I only call you when it's lies. The only time that I'll be by your side. I only love it when you Just try to forget me. If I can, I know it's a taken away.
Thanks once again for joining me. If you like the video, please like, subscribe. I'd like to take a moment to big up Intrepid Azures. You guys have done fantastically this campaign. And finally, I just want to say a massive thank you to Like Ghost, who provided the last 2 tracks on this video. Peace.